I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. Different day, same shit. And that applies to the news breaking about Sean Diddy Combs. Apparently his house being raided by the feds, by the Department of Homeland Security, which came out of September 11th. You know, back then they were after the terrorists. Now they're after the 90s rappers. But apparently the feds raided his home because he's involved in sex trafficking. At least that's the allegation. And you got to love how Fox News is showing him with the Jesus piece. Again, that Jesus piece is crucial to today's ritual. But again, different day, same shit. We're going to go back and see the parallels between this story and the story of him fiddling Lil Rod. Remember, that was not that long ago. It's hard to remember in the United States of amnesia, but it was February, about a month ago. Diddy accused of fiddling Lil Rod. And if you're new here, months before Diddy turned 54, I said, man, it's going to be a bad time for Diddy when he turns 54. And it has been a bad time since he turned 54. He's just been dealing with all kinds of things. Cassie, Lil Rod, things I'm forgetting. But I want to take you back to the death of the Black Godfather, Clarence Avant, whose death was synced with his wife. And I just want to highlight one key point. His record label, Sussex Records, has a gematria value of 54, and when he died, they showed this picture of him with Diddy and Jay-Z, who are both on the cusp of turning 54 years old. They're both 54 right now. So far, Jay-Z's been able to survive age 54 without much drama, but for Diddy, it's been bad. And, of course, Diddy, he's had the longer celebrity run, much longer than Jay-Z's really for you young people. In fact, the first time anybody ever even heard of Jay-Z for the most part was on Diddy's record, No Way Out, from a young G's perspective. That was the song. Jay-Z got the feature, and for a lot of people, that was the first time they ever heard his voice. But with regards to young G's in 54, the Jesuits, their headquarters, the House of Jesu, and it's spelled with a G, and their address is 54 Piazza del Gesù, Rome. Again, the Jesuits run this world, if you don't know that. And they run Diddy, and they run Jay-Z, and they run Clarence Avant, and they run the government, and they run the news, and they pretty much just run the whole damn thing. And a spoof movie was made about it that hinted at it in the 80s. It was called They Live, and of course, Cable 54 was the enemy of the world. And with regards to the Jesuits in 54, of course, Anthony Fauci just became part of the Georgetown staff after 54 years of public service, as Georgetown made us aware. And, of course, Georgetown was founded by 54-year-old John Carroll. And just like how Sussex Records equates to 54, so does John Carroll, and so does Jesuit Order. And this number's big and boss with them. And just to show you the parallels between these stories further, if you're new here, gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. Jesuit order equates to 54 when you run the alphabetic order forwards, meaning A is 1 up to Z is 26, with numerology applied. Jesuit order equates to 72 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, with numerology applied, meaning Z is 1 back to A is 26. And today's news comes on 72 date numerology. So 54-year-old Diddy getting shamed on the 72 date numerology. And the Lil Ron story was no different a month ago. This headline broke February 26, 2024, which was a date with 72 numerology. And if you're new here, there are the 4 base ciphers. You see them on the screen. The alphabetic order forwards, the alphabetic order in reverse, the alphabetic order with numerology, the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology. Look at Rodney Jones, or Lil Rod, who had the ritual on the 72 date against Diddy. His name is the exact same as Jesuit order, and literally all 4 ciphers, except for Rodney Jones's 54 forwards and backwards. And he did the Love album for Diddy, who changed his middle name to Love. And Love also has that gematria of 54, as does the word son. And the Jesuits, like the Catholic Church, are a son cult. So anyhow, 54 years old, 72 date numerology, Diddy getting his home raided by the feds. And again, our government's totally run by the Jesuits. It's why the federal city was moved to D.C., where the Jesuits set up camp with Georgetown when they came to the nation. Of course, the first recognized president in his storybook was George Washington, who was inaugurated 2 months after the establishment of Georgetown. But anyway, the Jesuits, they also created the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And the headquarters of the Scottish Rite is located in Washington, D.C., the House of the Temple. And here's the thing, just drawing parallels. Today's March 25th, right? 3/25. Today is the 143rd day of Diddy's age. Again, the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the rites for the Scottish Rite were written by Jesuit priests. Notice how Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equates to 325 and 143. And again, if you're new here, in the 16th century, the Jesuits were created. They gave us the Gregorian calendar that says today's March 25th. They standardized the English language with the 26-letter alphabet we know today. They put this system into motion in the 16th century, and all of his story has been written this way ever since. And you can prove that all day, every day, by just applying this knowledge. So, Scottish Rite, Jesuits, that's the Masonic city. That's the feds who just raided Diddy's house today by the numbers. Think about it. And just for the record, Sean Combs has the same gematria as sex trafficking. This is how they make up the stories. And consider who the Jesuits serve, the Catholic Church. There's no one doing more sex trafficking in the world than they. So think about that as well. It's kind of the sick joke to make it seem like Diddy's the guy. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't know all what Diddy's into. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was into some bad things. I've heard some things through the grapevine, like a lot of us, but I don't know. I know he's a puppet on the world stage controlled by these people. That much I do know. So anyhow, just to go back to what we were talking about with Lil Ron getting fiddled, Love, again, has that gematria of 54 forwards and backwards. He worked on Diddy's Love album. And again, this happened in Black History Month. They love to shame black men in Black History Month by the 42 code. Long list of that 42 code. Puff Daddy, his original artist name's one of them. But notice, the name Diddy originally went by Sean Puffy Combs in Scottish Rite. You see how they're a perfect overlap as well? Scottish Rite, Sean Puffy Combs. Again, another way to say the same thing as the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And keep in mind, the first president of the United States in the Masonic city was inaugurated at age 57. That's George Washington. Scottish Rite equals 57. So does Georgetown. Run it the big way. George equals 57. So these numbers, so important. And used ritualistically again and again. Yeah, I think those are the main points. We could go on and talk about more because there is more. But, yeah, Clarence Avant, when he died, we said, watch out, Diddy. It's going to be a rough time. And we'll see if anything happens to Jay-Z at age 54. He might be under the protection of Beyonce's umbrella. Maybe someday they'll have those two divorce and Jay-Z and Rihanna will get together. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Jesus Peace. Again, the Jesuits are the Society of Jesus. So that picture right there, Fox News, dropping the clues. Well, Rolling Stones got it too, the massive Jesus Peace. Never forget how they killed Tupac on Caesar Borgia's birthday, where White Jesus comes from, and then they put out the Machiavelli album on the High Holy Day for the Jesuits. Remember the 5th of November, the day they tried to blow up British Parliament in history. And, of course, Tupac on the cross like Jesus, the big hit song, Hail Mary. You can't get any more Catholic Jesuit than that. Of course, Interscope Records, which he was on, ran by some Catholics. So, pretty sure Diddy there's a Catholic too. But, yeah, again, new day, same shit. Learn gematria, see through it all. We might have to circle all the 72 dates, see if they have a ritual for Diddy every damn month on the 72 date. You just never know with these people. They never get tired of the same old, same old. All right, thanks again to everyone who hits the like and share. Thank you to everyone who supports the work. And until next time.